Welcome back everyone to Unemployed to Legend Club 2 episode 2, and we have now done the entire summer transfer window. Oh, I say the entire summer window. We're only at the beginning of the season now, so technically I've still got the whole of August if I wish to bring anyone else in and register them for the team. But otherwise, we've done the entire pre-season, most of the summer now, and a lot has gone down. A lot of players have come in, a lot of players have also gone out. So I thought it'd be a good idea for me to introduce the players who have come in and just let you know of the players that I've had to get rid of, or just release, or struggled to get rid of, whichever one. So everyone from, which date was it? The 9th of June downwards. So these 5 players I have brought in, and for those going out, where do we actually start here? So, well, quite a lot actually. This is actually behind my head, I realise that, but I'm sure you can actually, I think you can just about see the names next to my little screen. So, players who we got rid of: Adam Lallana has gone to QPR for £2.5 million. He was on £64,000 when I took over here at Norwich. He's now only on 19.75k a week, so that kind of just says what level he really should be at. We did make a loss on him by £2.5 million, but to say the least, we did well to get him off the wage bill. Well, most of him. We still have to pay about 10 to 15,000 of his wages that he's owed, because that was the only way that I could get rid of him. He's not the only one that's happened to. Nabil Bentaleb has gone back to Newcastle. He's played for them before, I think, on loan. Yeah, he was on loan there back in 2019-20 season, so that was a real life transfer. And he used to play at Tottenham. That was it. He was at Tottenham, then Schalke. So he's been all over the place. He has played at higher levels. He didn't want to stay with us anyway. Jeremy Nagakia, a right back, has gone to Fulham, £2.5 million. Bentaleb, I should say, went for £12 million. Very, very good deal. In fact, how much did we buy him for? 7.75. We made a nice little profit on him. Nagakia, I believe, was he was a West Ham product. So we made a loss on him. Norwich bought him for £7 million for some reason. I don't know why. They paid £7 million for a player who barely played any games. Mikey Johnston went to Charlton, £2.2 million. He was a Norwich. No, he's not. There wasn't many Norwich products, was there? He was started at Celtic, came to Norwich for £5.75 million, and then we sold him for 2.2. There's just so much deadwood I've had to get rid of. Junior Moraes has gone to Basel. He went for 850,000, rising to £1 million, so that could actually still be a profit. Norwich bought him for 875,000 last season. We've also sold a few of the youngsters as well, or sent some out on loan, more to the point. Archie Mayer, Melvin City and Don Scott, youngsters who have gone out on loan for the season. Thomas Dixon-Peters is a youngster who was a player exchange for someone that we bought from Wigan. More on that in a moment. And the big one, Jonjo Shelvey, he's gone. This is all just in June, by the way. We'll go through the transfers out in July in a little bit, but we managed to get Jonjo Shelvey, who, remember, was on 70 grand a week, and we managed to shift him off. We've got to pay still part of his wages. Yeah, 35,000 we still have to pay, so we're still paying half his wages, but it's a lot better than what we were actually going to do in the first place, which was still pay 70k. No way. We're in the Championship, we can't afford 70k. We actually made a profit on him. Norwich bought him for 3.7 million. We sold him for 7.25. A nice little bit of business. That will cover some of the wages that have clearly been lost. In fact, you know what? We're going to go through all those players who have gone out. So Jonjo Shelvey, we know, has gone out. Che Adams has gone on loan. Sol Hamilton released on a free. Saman Godos has gone to Brescia for £5.5 million. I believe that's the profit. Yeah. Profit of about £2.3 million. Not a bad bit of business. He didn't exactly play many games in the Premier League, did he? Overall, 12 games last season. Yeah, he didn't want to stay either. And to be honest with you, I think we've got a few better players. Certainly players who can improve anyway. Christoph Zimmermann, our former captain, or rather Norwich's former captain, £13.25 million to Borussia Mönchengladbach. I butchered that name. Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's gone for 13.25. Considering Norwich got him in on a free years ago, not a bad bit of business. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us in the backside, but nevertheless, at 30 years old, he was going to need to be replaced at some point. Joe Rose, one of our 5 goalkeepers, has gone. Yeah, speaking of which, all 5 of our goalkeepers have gone. More on that in a bit. We have, however, replaced them decently, in my mind. We've replaced them decently. Other big name players who have gone out, Cardalo, as you can see, Alte Bayinde, who was going to be our number 1 goalkeeper this season. He's gone to Sheffield United. He couldn't wait to get out the door quickly. £21.5 million, nice little profit, 10.75. Previously bought for. He was just not happy being here. He was saying I lacked ambition, only targeting the playoffs, despite that's what the board wants. And you know what? I'm kind of just glad to see the back of him. I think he was going to be a nightmare as the season goes on anyway. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Aigo Amaral Boducci. Our 26-year-old Brazilian left-back has gone to Sassuolo in Serie A in Italy. £12.25 million sold for. Big profit. Norwich only bought him for 3.3 million. It's not a case of I bought him. I wasn't here when this happened. I wasn't here when Norwich got relegated. So he has now gone, so we've had to replace him. More on that again in a bit. Other than that, it's been a lot of loans. Apart from Umar Soleil, a young 23-year-old Frenchman. Hasn't really played for Norwich in the past few years too much. They bought him for 4.7 million. We sold him for 13.5. Currently at championship level. Can he actually still improve? It doesn't actually say. So he doesn't enjoy big matches. There you go. There's my justification for selling him on. That and he really wanted to go. Other than that, it's just a bunch of loans, to be honest. And Sunnylow Everton, another youngster who has been sold on, 20-year-old Scottish midfielder or attacking midfielder / striker. He can play quite a few positions, can't he? He's gone to Crystal Palace's under 23s, 2.8 million. Yeah, he wasn't really going to be played. In fact, what was his potential? 3 stars. Yeah, he's not getting near the team. Right, now we can get to the fun bit. All the players who came in, and there was quite a few of them, as you can see from the list. You've probably already seen quite a few names, but first up, Fodeman Balogun is back in my team for the first time since the Wigan days in the Championship. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential for a 22-year-old American striker. As you can see, he played for us at Wigan in League One in the Championship. Didn't really score many goals in the Championship. I brought him in as a bit of redemption, if you will. I think he can play in the Championship. Maybe I just didn't play him enough for where he needs to be. He's not really doing anything at Arsenal. He didn't play the whole of last season. He wasn't here last season with Norwich. It's just because he came in June. Championship player with Premier League potential. He can be a Premier League left winger. So if he doesn't play up front, could probably play him on the left wing. And he's a fairly consistent performer. He doesn't enjoy the big matches though. Cringe. There's no loan requirements this time. Last time we loaned him, he had to play as an advanced forward. This time, I got free reign, hopefully. Second up, Ferdi Kadioglu, a 23-year-old Dutch winger / basically an attacking midfielder across the entire attacking midfield. He's come in from Angers SCO in France, £1.4 million. A cheap option, to be honest with you. He's a good player for the Championship teams with potential to be a Premier League player in the future. Not too bad. He's a very spirited player. I think this is the first time I've actually had a spirited player, so I'm interested to see if this is actually a good personality. Probably not up there with professional, but you never know. I think spirited means he's very professional and determined, from what I remember. Christian Bahia is a 18-year-old English left-back, brought in from Forest Green Rovers in League 2 for £2 million, but he's got Premier League potential. There was a lot of teams in for this man. I think the likes of Derby and a few Premier League teams were interested in him. He's currently at League 2 level, but with potential to be a Premier League player in the future. He is not the left-back replacement now. That is actually another player who we will get to because he was signed in July. But certainly, in fact, just to show you, fairly determined. He's got decent physicals on him, except acceleration. That's just a big letdown. But as much as I want him to get up and down the left-hand side of the wings, if I can actually find the word. But his pace will let him down, rather his acceleration will let him down, but his overall pace is actually okay. And he's only 18. He'll get better in my eyes, especially his technicals. As far as other signings for the month go, Jacob Davenport is back. He is my man from Wigan. I brought him in to do the dirty work, naturally, because that's exactly what he did at Wigan for me last season. He didn't cost £74,000 this time, unfortunately. He cost £3.5 million, plus that player exchange, that young player whose name I actually forgot. Wigan took that young player on. I don't know what they're seeing him, but whatever. But £3.5 million for a player who now has Premier League experience, but he can actually do a job. That's what I brought him in to do. Let the others do the technical side, so the likes of Will Hughes, Edu Exposito and Todd Cantwell, let them do the technical stuff, and Davenport does the dirty work. He's not perfectionist anymore, he's resolute. Oh wow, well. Oh, so one of his cons that he had before was he was very aggressive, so that would lead to him bending the rules. He doesn't have that anymore. Wow. Well. I'm very, very happy about that. So if he's resolute and not stupid aggressive, then I'm more than happy to see that. His mentals are stupidly good as well. That's pretty much the reason I brought him in. He's someone who's going to be literally hard-headed. Like, he could possibly drag up that midfield if they need it. Just give him a swift kick up the backside. This man, however, Peter Lynch, I'm probably most proud of, an 18-year-old English wonder kid. He's my first wonder kid I've ever bought. Actually, no. Scrap that. I forgot about Tonali in FM20, Sandro Tonali. But he is an 18-year-old English wonder kid, fairly professional. He's going to be my striker. He can play across the attacking midfield, but I'm going to try him as a striker because he can score at this level. He's come from Birmingham for 20 million, rising to 26 million pounds. He has scored goals in the Championship, 18 overall from 46 appearances last season in all competitions. For a man who was 17, 18 years old at the time, that's no mean feat. He is currently at Championship level, but naturally Premier League player of the future, and he comes in as good as Ismail Assar and Todd Cantwell, but with that 5-star potential. Amazing. He's 18 years old and he's got these attributes already. It's disgusting. It's beautiful. It really, really is. There's no other word for it. Tries long-range free kicks. What's his free kicks like? He's a 14 on free kicks. Oh my goodness. Oh, good grief. He can play as well as an advanced forward, and not so much as a pressing forward. Actually, he can, but we'll try him as an advanced forward first anyway. And that is all the signings from June. There's a few more in July. Most notable ones, Mavropanos, he was already coming in anyway. He was on loan with Norwich last season, 4-star current ability and 4-star potential. 25 years old, he already knows what Norwich is like, so shouldn't be a bedding in period for him, to be honest with you. He's currently at Premier League level, so we've got a Premier League defender in our side, which is pleasing. But there was nothing I could really do about this signing regardless. Even if he was rubbish, he would have come in anyway. But thankfully, he looks quite good. I think he might be my fastest defender I've had so far in FM21. Flynn Downs. Now, here's a player I've had my eye on for the past couple of years. But he ended up going to Inter Milan, inexplicably. Well, he's now left Inter Milan after just one season. Bought him in for £2.5 million. There was a lot of clubs in the Championship who were after him. Even a couple of Premier League teams, including my old club Wigan, they were in for him. In fact, they were in for everyone who I tried to buy this summer. Some of them they managed to get, whereas other players who they were in for, they then came to us. So he left Inter Milan. He didn't really put up many trees. He didn't even start a game, actually, at Inter Milan. I just realised that. 9 substitute appearances. He really had a poor season. Hopefully that will cost him too much. But he's still got that Premier League potential, even at 25 years old. Sorry, 24 years old. That's why. But apparently, we got him on the cheap. I mean, I can believe that. He's valued at 11.75. We got him for £2.5 million. Very, very good. He comes in central midfield, by the way. And I think he's going to be a good hand. He's a bit like Davenport, just a little bit more technical, to be honest with you. Eduardo Quaresma from Sporting Lisbon for £26 million, rising to 32.5. Probably the most expensive signing I'm going to make this summer, unless anything comes up in August. Another resolute defender. He'll play alongside Mavropanos. He comes in from Sporting, came through their academy, and Sporting Lisbon's academy, as we all know, is very, very good. Not just in the game, but in real life as well. This is the same club that produced the original Quaresma and also Cristiano Ronaldo. 26 million might seem a bit steep, but I just wanted to get him in because he's going to be a very, very good player. He's only 21 years old. He's already a Portuguese international, I think. Is he Portuguese international? Oh, no, he's not. He's an under-21 international. So there is potential for him to actually get in to the main Portugal squad, which I could see happening. Nicolas Vargas, my annual raid on South America is now beginning. I was about to say continuing. It wasn't. I raided Spain last season for Wigan. But Nicolas Vargas, 18-year-old Uruguayan defender, central defender. He's coming from, again, Uruguay. Nacional is the team. In fact, yeah, Nacional. He's only just broken into their team in the past couple of seasons anyway. But he's one for the future, if anything. He's currently at League One level, but with Premier League potential. Apparently he has a lack of a team ethic, which can place an extra burden on his teammates. So that's not very good for a central defender, is it? We'll see if we can drum that out of him. He's a balanced personality, so we'll see if anyone can actually affect him, who can sort of guide him in the right way. I'm looking at you, Gibson, or Mavropanos. I'm looking at either of you two. For the goalkeeper situation, it's the return of Daniel Bachmann. If anybody remembers him from Wigan, he was the goalkeeper I kind of disowned because of the horrendous mistake he made against Fulham. And Jordan Archer came in for the rest of the season, and Bachmann didn't see the light of day as far as my team went. Well, he's back with us now because he is a Championship player. He's never been in the Championship, right? So he's just been with Watford and just not played. Okay. So this keeper somehow is Austria's number 1, or number 2 at least. I don't think he's actually increased the number of caps he's got. But he's certainly a goalkeeper who, at the very least, he'll be a bit of a placeholder. We did bring in another goalkeeper as well, but he's not arriving until August the 10th. So chances are you'll probably see him in the next episode or the episode after when he actually does arrive, because he'll be challenging Bachmann for the starting role in my team, and whoever plays the best gets the position full time. Tiedemann Mengi is also back. Yes, Mengi for the 4th season in a row is going to be working with me. He's the perpetual loan player for Manchester United at this point. Still showing that 5-star current, potential ability, but he's only got 2.5-star current ability, which is a shame. But at the same time, he provides great cover, not just in central defence, but at right back. So in place of Max Aarons, in case that Max Aaron leaves or is unavailable, he'll definitely slot in. You can definitely play at this level. Last time he was in the Championship with us, 7.08 in average rating. I think he'll be alright. I think he'll be good. He's actually available for a lot less as well. Only less than £10 million now. When I tried to buy him before, he was, I think it was about £50-60 million Manchester United are asking for him. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore, especially at 21 years old. He's capped at under 20 level, but I don't think he's going to be top draw, which is a bit of a shame, but if he does a job for us, again, I'm not going to be disappointed. And our last signing thus far is Mads Pedersen from Greuther Fürth in Germany, Bundesliga 2. Bought him in for £900,000, a nice little cheap deal to replace Iego, who left, of course. 2.5-star current ability, 3-star potential. He's a good player for most Championship sides. I can't complain about that. He's a Danish international. He's also quite loyal. First time I've had a player who's fairly loyal in FM21. I'm starting to see, especially with a lot more regions now, there's a lot more mix in the personalities, and that's something I'm going to be really paying attention to, because there's certain personalities that I prefer, and there's certain personalities I just absolutely want to avoid. Mercenary. Fickle. Actually, fickle's okay, but it says it in the name, doesn't it? Fickle. It means he's going to go, is just not going to be a very settled player. For someone who's fairly loyal though, I don't know why, I just feel like Danish players are quite loyal. I say that Pedersen has been around a few clubs, albeit he spent first half of his career at Nordsjælland in Denmark. As soon as I saw it as Nordsjælland, actually, I was quite interested because obviously Scandinavian academies, and Nordsjælland is one of the good Scandinavian academies. Nice little cheap deal though. He'll be my starting left back, except for the first game of the season because he's just picked up an injury. So that will be the very next game. In fact, the next game will be the first of 2 games that I'll be showing in the Championship. So our first 2 games will be home against Huddersfield and away at Hull. And unfortunately, Pedersen is going to be missing both games. But I will be going through the starting lineup properly. In fact, I can show you the tactic that I'm going to be using anyway. Standard 4-2-3-1. Only this time, I'm now going to be using wing-backs. For the first time, I'll be moving from full-backs to wing-backs. Apparently, it's something that's very, very good in Football Manager 21. And I want to actually experience that for myself and just see if it's actually going to be very, very good. In fact, he should be on supports. I don't know why he's showing that. But also another formation that I've chosen. They're not going to be in this actual positions, these players. But I've also probably be experimenting with a 3 at the back this season. So it can allow the wing-backs to actually be wing-backs and get further forward when possible. But for now, 4-2-3-1, we'll see how that works to start the season. A lot of players have come in, a lot of players have gone out, so that means there's going to be a lot of gelling that's going to have to go on. Dynamics-wise, yeah, we're average on the team cohesion. The club atmosphere is very good, and managerial support is also very good, so just trying to repair some of the club atmosphere that was obviously damaged from relegation. But the team cohesion is going to take a little bit of time, but nevertheless, the start of the season is upon us. If you've enjoyed that video, make sure to hit the like button down below and click subscribe for more Football Manager content, especially as we start the season. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe out there, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.